Hey, Shell Point, John High here, Academy Manager. We are once again here with Professor Adrian Kerr, going through our session number 5 on the history of ancient Rome. So Professor Kerr, here we are. We've gone from the beginning, and here we are coming down to the end of the Rome and its history. So talk to us a little more about what we're going to cover here in session 5.
Thank you, John. Where we left it was the barbarians had taken over the Western Empire, but the Eastern Empire, which was very, very wealthy and spoke Greek as opposed to Latin, continued to prosper for another 1,000 years.
1,000 years, wow.
In that process, great structures were built. The great chariot track was built, the Emperor's Palace. We see the Church of Hagia Sophia being constructed, and it's a miracle that first of all, it fell down, it was burnt down, and then finally it was made into a structure that's still there today. Wow. When the Ottomans took over a little bit later in the story, they found it so beautiful that they, instead of destroying it, Christian church, Islamic conquerors, they actually converted it into a mosque and built 4 minarets, and it became a mosque until 1920, when it became a secular, if you like, a living museum where tourists can go and see it.
A very big tourist attraction.
Yeah, it's a beautiful building, and it's the basis for all of the Islamic mosques in Istanbul.
Oh, really?
So the Blue Mosque, for instance, and the Fatih Mosque, and the Soleimani Mosque, a wonderful mosque to visit. They're all based on the design of Hagia Sophia, with a dome and structure. So that's the
architectural influence.
Indeed it is, that's right.
Very cool.
We've already touched on the fact that when the West fell, the East was still very strong and actually made inroads into the Gothic kingdoms of Western Europe and took back parts of Italy and North Africa. So Rome was actually moving west again when all of a sudden there was a major pressure point, and that is the rise of Islam. Muhammad was born, and within 150 years of his death, all of the area from Spain, North Africa, the Holy Land, bits of Turkey, down to Iraq and Iran, as far as the Indus River, suddenly within 150 years became Islamic. And that was catastrophic to the Christian kingdoms in the northwest of Europe, and also, of course, to the Eastern Roman Empire.
Very interesting.
So the Turks arrived, and poor old Istanbul, or Constantinople as it was then, was being squeezed and squeezed and squeezed by the Ottomans. But what really gave them an impossible situation to bounce back from was when Venice, expanding its maritime empire, attacked Constantinople, sacked it, stole all the good stuff. And if you go to Venice, you can see a lot of stuff that they stole, like the 4 horses in St. Mark's. It was taken from the Hippodrome, or the chariot racing area. So poor old Constantinople, which had withstood 100 years, was defeated not by the Ottomans at this time, or any other Islamic invaders, but by a Christian army from Venice.
Wow,
So it was so badly weakened that, in fact, 150 years later, the Ottomans were able to just surround it, and the rest is history. It fell, and it became the capital of the Ottoman Empire and became known as Istanbul. And then we finish off with looking back on the last 5 talks. I'm going to ask those attending to give me their views as to what were the contributing factors to the decline and fall of Rome, because there are many. Some are false facts, and some are very, very important, which we tend to overlook. So it's really good that we have this session at the end where we actually discuss with the whole group, what do you think were the major reasons for the decline and fall of Rome?
Okay. Well, Shell Point, you need to be here at this session. This last session, session 5, is February 3rd. Once again, 4:30 to 6 p.m. in the Grand Cypress Room. Hope you can make it.